as Gautama Buddha eloquently stated, "Do not believe in anything simply because you have heard it. Do not believe in anything simply because it is spoken and rumored by many. Do not believe in anything simply because it is found written in your religious books. Do not believe in anything merely on the authority of your teachers and elders, but after observation and analysis, when you find that anything agrees with reason and is conducive to the good and benefit of one and all, then accept it and live up to it." In this video, we'll explore 13 key reasons why Buddhists hold respect for all religions. From core teachings of compassion and non-harm to historical examples of peaceful coexistence, we'll uncover the principles that guide Buddhists to embrace a universal respect for all spiritual paths. So let's embark on this enlightening journey together and discover the wisdom behind Buddhism's inclusive and respectful nature. Number 1. Core teachings of compassion and tolerance. Buddhism places a profound emphasis on the values of compassion, karuna, and tolerance, khanti, guiding practitioners to cultivate kindness and understanding towards all beings, regardless of their beliefs. These core teachings are not only central to the Buddhist path, but also form the foundation for the respectful attitude Buddhists hold towards other religions. Compassion, or karuna, is a fundamental Buddhist principle that involves the deep wish for others to be free from suffering. This compassionate mindset extends beyond personal circles to include all beings, reflecting a universal love and concern. By fostering compassion, Buddhists are encouraged to look beyond religious differences and see the shared humanity and inherent dignity in every individual. This inclusive approach naturally leads to a respect for the diverse ways in which people seek meaning and understanding in their lives. Tolerance, known as khanti in Pali, is another essential teaching in Buddhism. It involves the practice of patience and acceptance in the face of diversity and adversity. Buddhists are taught to develop an open and tolerant attitude, recognizing that everyone's spiritual journey is unique. This tolerance is not passive but active, engaging with others' beliefs with an open mind and heart, while maintaining one's own principles. By embodying khanti, Buddhists demonstrate a deep respect for the plurality of religious paths and the varied ways people find their spiritual truths. These teachings of compassion and tolerance are interwoven into the very fabric of Buddhist practice. They guide Buddhists to engage with others in a way that is both kind and non-judgmental, fostering a world where different faiths can coexist harmoniously. This respectful stance is not about agreeing with all beliefs, but about acknowledging and honoring the sincerity and significance of others' spiritual journeys. In a world often divided by religious differences, the Buddhist commitment to karuna and khanti serves as a powerful example of how we can all strive to live with greater empathy and respect. Number 2. The principle of non-harm. Another cornerstone of Buddhist practice is the principle of non-harm, or ahimsa, which is the commitment to non-violence in thought, word, and action. This foundational tenet extends beyond merely refraining from physical harm to encompass a broader respect for the beliefs and practices of others. By embracing ahimsa, Buddhists strive to create a world where all beings can live without fear of violence or coercion, fostering an environment of mutual respect and peace. In Buddhism, ahimsa is not simply about avoiding harm, but actively cultivating an attitude of kindness and gentleness towards all living beings. This principle inherently includes respecting the diverse religious paths that people follow. By adhering to non-harm, Buddhists recognize that imposing their beliefs or dismissing others' spiritual practices can cause psychological and emotional harm. Therefore, they approach religious diversity with an open heart, allowing others to pursue their spiritual paths freely and without judgment. The commitment to non-harm also influences how Buddhists engage in interfaith dialogues and interactions. Rather than seeking to convert or criticize, they aim to understand and learn from different religious traditions. This respectful approach not only prevents conflict, but also enriches their own spiritual understanding. By listening and valuing other perspectives, Buddhists embody the spirit of ahimsa, fostering harmony and cooperation among various religious communities. Moreover, the principle of non-harm aligns with the broader Buddhist goal of alleviating suffering. Understanding that religious intolerance and conflict can cause significant distress, Buddhists work towards creating a more inclusive and compassionate society. By respecting the beliefs and practices of others, they contribute to a global culture of peace and nonviolence. This dedication to ahimsa underscores the profound impact that the principle of non-harm can have on fostering respect and understanding across different faiths. Number 3. Interdependence and interconnectedness. Buddhism teaches the profound concept of interdependence and interconnectedness, known as pratityasamutpada, or dependent origination. This principle reveals that all phenomena arise in dependence upon a web of conditions and causes, illustrating the intrinsic connection between all beings and events. Recognizing this interconnectedness fosters a deep respect for diverse religious paths, as it highlights how all beliefs and practices are part of a larger, interwoven tapestry of human experience. Understanding interdependence helps Buddhists see that no single belief system exists in isolation. Each religion has developed in response to the unique cultural, historical, and social contexts of its followers. By acknowledging this, Buddhists can appreciate the value and wisdom inherent in different spiritual traditions. This perspective encourages an attitude of humility and openness, as it becomes clear that every path offers insights and contributions to the collective understanding of spirituality and the human condition. Furthermore, the concept of interconnectedness implies that the well-being of one is linked to the well-being of all. This understanding compels Buddhists to foster harmony and respect among various religious communities. By recognizing that the disrespect or harm of another's beliefs ultimately affects the broader spiritual ecosystem, Buddhists are motivated to support and protect religious diversity. This interconnected view promotes a global community where different faiths can coexist peacefully and contribute to mutual growth and understanding. Interdependence also means that learning from other religions can enrich one's own spiritual practice. Buddhists who embrace this principle are more likely to engage in interfaith dialogues and seek wisdom from various sources. This openness to learning enhances their own journey towards enlightenment while promoting a culture of mutual respect and enrichment. By valuing the interconnected nature of all beliefs, Buddhists help build a world where diverse religious traditions are seen not as competitors, but as complementary pathways contributing to the shared goal of human flourishing and spiritual awakening. Number 4. The Four Immeasurables. Central to Buddhist practice are the Four Immeasurables, also known as the Brahma Viharas: loving kindness, metta; compassion, karuna; empathetic joy, mudita; and equanimity, upekkha. These four qualities are cultivated to extend boundless goodwill and balance towards all beings. By embodying the Four Immeasurables, Buddhists are naturally guided to respect and appreciate the rich diversity of other religions. Loving kindness, or metta, involves an unconditional friendliness and goodwill towards all beings, without discrimination. This practice encourages Buddhists to wish happiness and well-being for everyone, including those who follow different religious paths. When Buddhists cultivate loving kindness, they break down barriers of prejudice and hostility, fostering an environment of mutual respect and harmony among various faiths. Compassion, or karuna, is the deep desire to alleviate the suffering of others. This immeasurable quality drives Buddhists to be sensitive and responsive to the challenges faced by people of all religions. By practicing compassion, Buddhists acknowledge the struggles and aspirations inherent in every spiritual journey. This understanding cultivates a respectful appreciation for the different ways in which individuals seek to overcome suffering and find meaning in their lives. Empathetic joy, or mudita, is the practice of finding joy in the happiness and success of others. Buddhists who cultivate empathetic joy celebrate the spiritual achievements and positive contributions of other religions. This quality helps Buddhists see the beauty and value in diverse religious traditions, fostering a spirit of inclusivity and admiration. By rejoicing in the goodness found in other faiths, Buddhists strengthen their own practice of gratitude and positivity. Equanimity, or upekkha, is the practice of maintaining a balanced and impartial mind amidst the ups and downs of life. This quality enables Buddhists to view all religious paths with an even-minded perspective, free from bias and attachment. Equanimity supports the recognition that all beings have the right to pursue their spiritual paths according to their own understanding and context. By practicing equanimity, Buddhists uphold a respectful and non-judgmental attitude towards other religions, embracing the diversity of spiritual expressions with a calm and open heart. Together, the four immeasurables form a powerful framework for fostering respect and appreciation across different religious traditions. By integrating loving kindness, compassion, empathetic joy, and equanimity into their daily lives, Buddhists contribute to a world where all spiritual paths are honored and valued, paving the way for greater understanding and peaceful coexistence. Number 5. The Middle Way. The Middle Way, or Madhyamaka, is a central tenet of Buddhism that advocates for a balanced and moderate approach to life. This principle encourages Buddhists to avoid extremes, whether in thought, behavior, or belief, and instead find a harmonious path that promotes wisdom and compassion. By embracing the middle way, Buddhists are naturally inclined to foster harmony among different religious traditions, recognizing the value of balance and inclusivity. The middle way originated from the Buddha's own experiences. After years of extreme asceticism and indulgence, he discovered that neither brought true enlightenment. Instead, he realized that a balanced approach, avoiding both self-denial and self-indulgence, was the key to spiritual awakening. This philosophy extends beyond personal practice to include interactions with the world, including how Buddhists view and engage with other religions. By avoiding the extremes of dogmatic adherence to one's own beliefs or outright rejection of others, Buddhists cultivate a respectful and open-minded stance towards all faiths. In the context of religious diversity, the middle way promotes a respectful appreciation of different spiritual paths. It encourages Buddhists to see value in the practices and beliefs of others, rather than viewing them through a lens of competition or conflict. This balanced perspective helps to reduce religious intolerance and fosters a culture of mutual respect. By appreciating the strengths and insights of various traditions, Buddhists contribute to a more harmonious coexistence, where different paths to spirituality are acknowledged and valued. Furthermore, the middle way supports the idea that no single tradition holds a monopoly on truth. Instead, it recognizes that truth can be found in many forms and expressions. This understanding promotes interfaith dialogue and collaboration, as Buddhists seek to learn from and contribute to a diverse spiritual landscape. By maintaining a balanced and open approach, Buddhists can navigate religious differences with wisdom and compassion, building bridges of understanding and cooperation. The middle way, therefore, is not just a personal spiritual practice, but a guiding principle for fostering interfaith harmony. By avoiding extremes and embracing a balanced perspective, Buddhists can contribute to a world where different religious traditions coexist peacefully and enrich one another. This approach underscores the importance of moderation, openness, and respect in creating a more inclusive and harmonious global community. Number 6. Historical context of religious coexistence. Buddhism has a rich history of coexisting peacefully with other religions, demonstrating its principles of tolerance and respect in diverse cultural contexts. Throughout history, there have been numerous instances where Buddhist communities have thrived alongside other religious traditions, fostering mutual respect and cultural exchange. In India, the birthplace of Buddhism, Buddhists have coexisted with Hinduism, Jainism, and later, Islam. Ancient Indian society was marked by a vibrant tapestry of religious diversity. For example, Emperor Ashoka, one of Buddhism's most celebrated patrons, not only promoted Buddhist teachings, but also supported and respected other religious communities within his empire. His rock edicts explicitly advocate for religious tolerance and the respectful coexistence of different faiths, illustrating the Buddhist commitment to harmony and understanding. In China, Buddhism encountered and integrated with Taoism and Confucianism, two dominant philosophies. Rather than clashing, these traditions often found ways to complement each other. The exchange of ideas led to the development of unique Chinese Buddhist schools, such as Chan Zen Buddhism, which incorporated elements of Taoist thought. This harmonious blending of beliefs showcases Buddhism's adaptability and its ability to coexist and enrich the spiritual landscape of China. Southeast Asia also provides numerous examples of religious coexistence. In countries like Thailand, Cambodia, and Indonesia, Buddhism has existed alongside Hinduism and later, Islam. The ancient kingdom of Srivijaya, located in present-day Indonesia, was a notable center of Buddhist learning and practice that thrived while maintaining amicable relations with Hindu communities. Similarly, in Thailand, Buddhism remains the predominant religion, yet the country has a history of peaceful coexistence with Muslim and Christian minorities, reflecting a deep-seated cultural ethos of tolerance. These historical instances highlight Buddhism's inherent respect for other religions and its ability to foster peaceful coexistence. By understanding and appreciating the diverse spiritual traditions they encountered, Buddhists were able to create societies where multiple faiths could flourish side by side. This historical context reinforces the Buddhist principles of compassion, tolerance, and non-harm, offering valuable lessons for contemporary efforts to promote interfaith harmony and mutual respect. Number 7. Emphasis on personal experience and wisdom. A fundamental aspect of Buddhism is its emphasis on personal experience and wisdom over blind adherence to dogma. This principle encourages individuals to seek truth through their own understanding and direct experiences, fostering a mindset of open-mindedness and curiosity. By valuing personal insight over rigid beliefs, Buddhists are naturally inclined to respect and appreciate the diverse spiritual paths that others follow. Buddhism teaches that enlightenment and spiritual understanding come from within, through meditation, mindfulness, and introspection. The Buddha himself encouraged his followers to question teachings and discover the truth through their own experiences. This approach discourages dogmatic thinking and promotes a flexible, inquisitive attitude towards different beliefs and practices. When Buddhists apply this principle, they are more likely to engage with other religions with a spirit of exploration and respect, recognizing that there are many ways to understand and experience the sacred. The emphasis on personal wisdom also means that Buddhists are encouraged to learn from a wide range of sources, including other religious traditions. By acknowledging that no single path has a monopoly on truth, Buddhists remain open to the insights and practices of other faiths. This openness not only enriches their own spiritual journey, but also fosters mutual respect and understanding. When individuals are encouraged to explore and learn from various spiritual perspectives, it creates a culture of dialogue and shared growth rather than division and conflict. Moreover, the focus on personal experience helps Buddhists appreciate the sincerity and authenticity of others' religious practices. Understanding that each person's spiritual journey is unique and deeply personal fosters empathy and respect. Buddhists can see the commonalities in the human quest for meaning and transcendence, regardless of the specific religious framework. This recognition promotes a harmonious coexistence where different faiths are seen as complementary rather than contradictory. In summary, Buddhism's emphasis on personal experience and wisdom cultivates an open-minded and respectful attitude towards other religions. By seeking truth through direct understanding and valuing the diverse paths others take, Buddhists contribute to a world where multiple spiritual traditions can coexist peacefully and enrich one another. This principle underscores the importance of personal growth and mutual respect in the broader pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. Number 8. The role of dialogue and understanding. Interfaith dialogue and understanding play a crucial role in promoting peace and mutual respect among different religious communities. For Buddhists, engaging in open and respectful conversations with followers of other faiths aligns with their core values of compassion, wisdom, and non-harm. Through dialogue, Buddhists and practitioners of other religions can share their beliefs, practices, and experiences, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation of one another. Interfaith dialogue serves as a powerful tool to dispel misconceptions and prejudices that often arise from ignorance and lack of exposure. By engaging in conversations, Buddhists can clarify their own beliefs while learning about the beliefs and practices of others. This exchange not only enriches their own spiritual understanding, but also helps to build bridges of trust and respect. When people see the commonalities in their spiritual journeys, such as the pursuit of meaning, peace, and ethical living, it becomes easier to appreciate and respect each other's paths. Understanding is a key outcome of interfaith dialogue. When Buddhists and members of other religious traditions take the time to listen and understand each other's perspectives, it paves the way for peaceful coexistence. Understanding does not necessarily mean agreeing with everything. Rather, it means acknowledging and respecting the validity of others' experiences and viewpoints. This attitude of respect and empathy reduces the likelihood of conflicts and enhances social harmony. In a world often divided by religious differences, interfaith dialogue serves as a reminder of our shared humanity and the common goals that unite us. Moreover, interfaith dialogue can lead to collaborative efforts in addressing global challenges. When religious communities work together, they can pool their resources, knowledge, and influence to promote social justice, environmental sustainability, and peace. For Buddhists, participating in such collaborations is a way to practice their values in action, contributing to the well-being of all beings. By joining hands with others, they embody the Buddhist principles of interdependence and collective responsibility. In summary, the role of dialogue and understanding in Buddhism highlights the importance of engaging with other religious traditions to promote peace and mutual respect. Through interfaith conversations, Buddhists can foster a culture of empathy, dispel prejudices, and collaborate on common goals. This approach not only enriches their own spiritual lives, but also contributes to a more harmonious and interconnected world. Number 9. Teachings on impermanence and non-attachment. Central to Buddhist philosophy is the teaching of impermanence, anicca, and non-attachment, anicca. These concepts emphasize the transient and ever-changing nature of existence, including beliefs and practices. For Buddhists, recognizing the impermanence of all phenomena helps them to remain open-minded and non-attached to rigid views, fostering a spirit of curiosity and adaptability towards different religious traditions. Impermanence teaches that everything in the universe, including beliefs and religious practices, is subject to change and eventual cessation. This understanding encourages Buddhists to approach their own beliefs and practices with humility, knowing that they are not fixed or permanent. Similarly, it invites them to view the beliefs and practices of others with an open mind, recognizing that they too are subject to change and evolution over time. Non-attachment complements the teaching of impermanence by emphasizing the importance of letting go of clinging and grasping. Buddhists are encouraged to hold their beliefs and practices lightly, without becoming overly attached or rigid in their views. This attitude of non-attachment allows them to remain flexible and receptive to new ideas and experiences, including those from other religious traditions. By cultivating non-attachment, Buddhists create space for dialogue and exploration, free from the constraints of dogma and preconceived notions. The teachings on impermanence and non-attachment remind Buddhists that no single belief system holds absolute truth. Instead, truth is understood as dynamic and context-dependent, evolving with the changing circumstances of life. This perspective encourages Buddhists to approach religious diversity with curiosity and openness, knowing that different paths may offer valuable insights and perspectives. By remaining non-attached to rigid views, Buddhists can engage with other religious traditions with humility and respect, recognizing the inherent dignity and worth of each individual's spiritual journey. Moreover, the teachings on impermanence and non-attachment help Buddhists navigate the complexities of religious diversity without succumbing to divisive attitudes or conflicts. By embracing the ever-changing nature of beliefs and practices, they cultivate a mindset of acceptance and understanding towards others. This approach promotes harmony and cooperation among different religious communities, fostering a world where diversity is celebrated and cherished as a reflection of the impermanent and interconnected nature of reality. Number 10. The concept of upaya. In Buddhism, the concept of upaya, or skillful means, is a profound teaching that emphasizes the importance of using appropriate methods to teach and help others on the path to enlightenment. This principle acknowledges that different individuals have varying capacities, inclinations, and cultural backgrounds, and therefore, one teaching or method may not be universally effective. By employing skillful means, Buddhists not only adapt their approach to suit the needs of others, but also recognize and respect the value of diverse religious paths. Skillful means involve utilizing methods and teachings that are most beneficial and accessible to a particular audience, even if they originate from different religious traditions. Buddhists understand that ultimate truth transcends any specific religious framework and can manifest in various forms. Therefore, they are open to drawing wisdom and inspiration from other traditions if it serves the greater purpose of helping individuals progress on their spiritual journey. Respecting and utilizing aspects of other religions that can aid in enlightenment is a natural extension of the principle of upaya. Buddhists recognize that truth can be found in many places and forms, and therefore, they remain open to learning from diverse sources. This includes incorporating teachings, practices, and insights from other religious traditions that align with the goals of Buddhism, such as compassion, wisdom, and liberation from suffering. Moreover, the concept of upaya encourages Buddhists to engage in interfaith dialogue and collaboration. By recognizing the skillful means employed by other religions and appreciating their efficacy in guiding individuals towards spiritual growth, Buddhists foster mutual respect and understanding. This collaborative approach promotes harmony and cooperation among different religious communities, contributing to a more peaceful and inclusive society. Ultimately, the concept of upaya underscores the flexible and adaptive nature of Buddhism, as well as its commitment to the welfare and enlightenment of all beings. By using skillful means to teach and help others, and by respecting and utilizing aspects of other religions that can aid in enlightenment, Buddhists embody the spirit of compassion, wisdom, and inclusivity that lies at the heart of their tradition. Through upaya, Buddhists contribute to a world where diverse religious paths are valued and respected as valuable vehicles for spiritual awakening. Number 11. The influence of Buddhist leaders. Modern Buddhist leaders, such as the Dalai Lama, have played a significant role in advocating for respect and understanding among all religions. These influential figures embody the teachings of compassion, tolerance, and interdependence, using their platform to promote harmony and cooperation in a world marked by religious diversity. The Dalai Lama, spiritual leader of Tibetan Buddhism, is renowned for his unwavering commitment to promoting peace and understanding among different faiths. Despite facing persecution and exile, he has consistently emphasized the importance of dialogue and mutual respect as essential tools for resolving conflicts and building a more harmonious world. His Holiness has engaged in numerous interfaith dialogues, fostering connections and friendships with leaders of various religious traditions. Through his example, the Dalai Lama demonstrates that genuine respect for other religions is not only possible, but essential for creating a more compassionate and tolerant society. Another prominent Buddhist leader is Thich Nhat Hanh, a Vietnamese Zen master and peace activist. Thich Nhat Hanh is known for his teachings on mindfulness and engaged Buddhism, which emphasize the importance of applying Buddhist principles to address social and environmental issues. Throughout his life, he has worked tirelessly to promote reconciliation and understanding, particularly in areas of conflict and division. Thich Nhat Hanh's teachings inspire Buddhists and non-Buddhists alike to cultivate compassion and understanding towards all beings, regardless of their religious or cultural backgrounds. Additionally, Buddhist leaders in various traditions around the world continue to advocate for respect and cooperation among different religions. From Sri Lanka to Japan to the United States, Buddhist teachers and scholars are actively engaged in interfaith dialogue and community-building efforts. Through their teachings, writings, and humanitarian work, these leaders demonstrate the transformative power of Buddhism in promoting peace and understanding in diverse cultural contexts. Overall, the influence of Buddhist leaders in advocating for respect and understanding among all religions is profound and far-reaching. Their teachings and actions inspire millions of people to cultivate compassion, tolerance, and mutual respect in their own lives, contributing to a more harmonious and inclusive global community. As we continue to navigate the complexities of religious diversity, the example set by these leaders serves as a guiding light, reminding us of the shared values that unite us as human beings. Number 12. Buddhist scriptures and respect for other paths. Buddhist scriptures contain numerous references that emphasize respect for other spiritual paths and practices, reflecting the inclusive and tolerant nature of Buddhism. These teachings encourage Buddhists to recognize the validity and value of diverse religious traditions, fostering a spirit of openness and appreciation for different ways of seeking truth and enlightenment. One notable example of this respect can be found in the Kalama Sutta, a discourse delivered by the Buddha to the Kalamas, a community in ancient India. In this teaching, the Buddha advises the Kalamas not to rely on hearsay, tradition, or scripture alone, but to discern the truth through their own direct experience and reasoning. He encourages them to evaluate teachings based on whether they lead to peace, kindness, and the welfare of oneself and others, rather than blindly accepting or rejecting them based on authority or popularity. This teaching underscores the importance of critical thinking and open-mindedness, as well as the recognition that truth can be found in many sources, including other religious traditions. Another example can be found in the Anguttara Nikaya, a collection of discourses in the Pali Canon. In one sutta, the Buddha praises individuals who follow moral principles and live virtuous lives, regardless of their religious affiliation. He emphasizes that what truly matters is the cultivation of wholesome qualities such as generosity, kindness, and wisdom, rather than adherence to specific religious doctrines or rituals. This teaching highlights the universal values that underlie all spiritual paths and reinforces the importance of respecting and appreciating the ethical conduct of people from different backgrounds. Moreover, Buddhist scriptures often depict the Buddha engaging in respectful dialogue with followers of other religions, such as Brahmins, Jains, and ascetics. These encounters demonstrate the Buddha's willingness to engage with diverse perspectives and his recognition of the inherent worth and dignity of all beings. By engaging in respectful and constructive dialogue, the Buddha sets an example for Buddhists to follow, encouraging them to approach interactions with followers of other religions with humility, curiosity, and compassion. Overall, Buddhist scriptures contain teachings that affirm the importance of respecting other spiritual paths and practices. By emphasizing critical thinking, universal values, and respectful dialogue, these teachings inspire Buddhists to cultivate an attitude of openness and appreciation towards the diversity of human religious experience. Through their study and reflection on these scriptures, Buddhists can deepen their understanding of the principles of respect and tolerance, contributing to a more harmonious and inclusive society. Number 13. The ultimate goal of liberation and enlightenment. At the heart of Buddhism lies the ultimate goal of liberation and enlightenment, known as nirvana or awakening. This aspiration is shared by many religious traditions, each offering its own path towards the cessation of suffering and the realization of profound spiritual truths. Recognizing this shared goal encourages Buddhists to respect and appreciate the practices of other religions, understanding that they too are seeking liberation from the cycle of suffering. In Buddhism, liberation is achieved through the cultivation of wisdom, compassion, and ethical conduct, leading to the transcendence of ego and the attainment of nirvana. This process involves deep introspection, meditation, and ethical living, as practitioners strive to overcome the causes of suffering and awaken to the true nature of reality. While the specific methods and teachings may vary, the underlying aim remains the same: to free oneself from the bondage of ignorance and craving and experience lasting peace and freedom. Similarly, other religious traditions offer their own paths towards liberation and enlightenment. Whether through devotion, prayer, ritual, or ethical living, followers of these traditions seek to transcend the limitations of the ego and realize their interconnectedness with all beings. While the terminology and practices may differ, the underlying aspiration is universal: to find meaning, purpose, and fulfillment beyond the transient experiences of the world. Recognizing the common goal of liberation encourages Buddhists to approach other religious traditions with respect and understanding. Instead of viewing them as competitors or adversaries, Buddhists see them as fellow travelers on the journey towards awakening. This attitude fosters a spirit of inclusivity and cooperation, where different paths are recognized as valid and valuable expressions of the human quest for meaning and transcendence. Moreover, the recognition of the ultimate goal of liberation promotes empathy and compassion towards followers of other religions. Buddhists understand that all beings, regardless of their religious affiliation, share the desire to be free from suffering and to find lasting happiness. This shared aspiration creates a sense of solidarity and mutual support, as Buddhists and practitioners of other traditions strive together towards the common goal of awakening. In summary, the ultimate goal of liberation and enlightenment, encourages Buddhists to respect and appreciate the practices of other religions. By recognizing the shared aim of ending suffering and realizing profound spiritual truths, Buddhists cultivate a spirit of inclusivity, empathy, and cooperation towards followers of all faiths. Through this recognition, Buddhists contribute to a world where diverse religious traditions are celebrated as valuable pathways towards the realization of human potential and the alleviation of suffering. Conclusion. In conclusion, Buddhism's emphasis on compassion, tolerance, and the pursuit of liberation provides a solid foundation for respecting and appreciating other religious traditions. Through the teachings of the Buddha and the example set by modern Buddhist leaders, practitioners are inspired to engage in dialogue, cultivate understanding, and foster harmony among diverse faith communities. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings and the shared goal of ending suffering, Buddhists contribute to a world where religious diversity is celebrated and where mutual respect and cooperation pave the way for a more peaceful and inclusive society. As we continue on our individual and collective spiritual journeys, may the wisdom of Buddhism guide us towards greater empathy, understanding, and love for all beings, regardless of their beliefs or backgrounds.